Let's be real, shopping for fabric online isn't the same as touching it in person, but it does open up a whole world of fabric that you may not be able to find at your local store. And as more and more shops are moving online, knowing where and how to shop makes a big difference. So here's 15 places to shop for fabric online, including beginner-friendly items, unique items, and ranging all the way from budget-friendly to high-end. Welcome! I'm a sewist with over a decade of experience, and on this channel I help you sew practical, stylish accessories that fit your life. Now before we dive in, just a little disclaimer, this list is obviously not comprehensive, but I picked these 15 based on their selection, usability, and what I think will serve you best. Also, if you're new here, this is the 5th and final video in a series on where to buy fabric, and this is a follow-up to the first video on alternatives to Joann fabrics. So if you haven't seen that yet, I'll link it here and put links in the description below, as well as links to all the stores mentioned in this video. So our first category is stores that are best for beginners. And the first store in this section is the Fabric Outlet, which you can reach at fabricoutlet.com. Fabricoutlet.com is a beginner-friendly shop with basics and unique finds at great prices. It has a user-friendly interface. You can sort by cut length, print type, and color. They sell by the yard, by the bolt, which is 10 yards, and pre-cut bundles including fat quarters at 18 by 21 inches and fat eighths at 9 by 21 inches. They have a 1 yard minimum and up to a 5 yard cut. Prices range from roughly $1.50 for a pre-cut bundle to an average of roughly $7.99 per yard, all the way up to $99 for a bolt. They also have an under $10 section, which has more discounted fabric. They also sell notions and kits. One of the disadvantages, unfortunately, is that you can only see an image of the print, a digitally created image. There's no texture, and there's no additional photos for you to fully grasp what the fabric will look like in real life. FabricOutlet.com is a US-based company, and as far as shipping goes, orders over $65 get free shipping. Below $65 are charged a flat rate of $6.95. They're typically shipped within 20 to 48 hours from the order placed, with an extra processing day over the weekend. They use USPS and could reach U.S. customers in roughly 5 business days. Expedited shipping is available for $20 and is roughly 1 to 2 business days from your order. As far as returns or refunds go, items can be returned in 30 days for store credit. Shipping is at the buyer expense. If you receive a damaged item, they will replace it, but make sure to see their full policy on their website. Now the next place is called the Online Fabric Store, which you can reach at onlinefabricstore.com. The Online Fabric Store is a super approachable site with a wide range of fabrics, solid photos, and useful video previews. It has an easy to navigate interface. You can sort easily by apparel, decor, utility, or craft fabrics. The homepage also makes it easy to shop by color for basic fabrics and other categories such as weddings and events, fleece, as well as buy what's on sale. Under the main menus, you can filter your search by color or specific fabric type. Fabric is sold by the yard with a 1 yard minimum, up to 14 yards. Samples are available for $2.50. Fabrics on clearance are as low as $1.85 per yard, with an average of maybe $6 or $7 per yard. They also sell supplies and notions and remnants, which you can find at the bottom of the page. Helpful, useful tools include a drapery yardage calculator, upholstery yardage chart, and a fabric glossary. Photos show how the fabric drapes as well as the print. Videos show more texture, draping, and stretch. This is a US company based in New England. As far as shipping goes, rates are based on weight and destination. There's a variety of shipping speeds offered, including next day. The return policy is vague. It says that if you are dissatisfied, you may receive a refund, but no other additional details are provided. So the third one in this section is Amazon. And as I mentioned in my last video, Amazon has acquired the selection of fabric.com. So they do have quite a bit of fabric. It's convenient and fast and is great for curated basics or pre-cut bundles. Just make sure that you read the reviews. To reach the fabric selection directly, go to amazon.com/fabric. You can shop by main categories on the homepage, including home decor/upholstery, quilting cotton and broadcloth, clothing, and costume fabrics. They also have notions and other supplies. You can further narrow your selection down via the menu on the left side by brand, price, designer, theme, special features, color, length, width, pattern, fabric type, usage, care instructions, and form, such as by the yard, bolts, fat quarters, etc. Or you can just use the search bar like you would for any other Amazon product. The amount of fabric depends on specific selections, but includes cut by the yard with a 1 yard minimum, pre-cut bundles including charm packs at 5 by 5 inches, layer cakes at 10 by 10 inches, and jelly rolls 2.5 inches wide, fat quarters at 18 by 21 inches, bolts, and swatches. There's an extremely wide selection, regular by the yard, all the way to 42-piece bundles including basics like batting, interfacing, muslin, etc., as well as craft, apparel, and home decor fabrics. Prices vary extremely but can be as low as $5.99. Amazon is a great option when you're looking for something specific, as it is slightly more challenging to browse. The ability to get a feel for the fabrics based on photos varies. Generally, you can see the texture but not necessarily how it flows or drapes, but some include videos that are helpful. As far as shipping and returns goes, we all know how Amazon works. Now our second category is budget-friendly finds. And the first one in this section is Fabric Wholesale Direct. You can reach the site at fabrichwholesaledirect.com. Low prices, fast shipping, and a straightforward interface make this a go-to for a wide range of fabric types. You can shop by application / what it is, meaning apparel, decor, or mask, by dead stock fabrics, new arrivals, as well as by color, pattern, characteristic, or content under fabric in the top menu. When you select a category, you can further narrow down your selection with the filter menu on the left side. Fabric is sold by the yard with a 1 yard minimum. You can order a sample for 99 cents. The average price is roughly $2.50 to $9.99 per yard. They sell a fabric scrap box available at $49.99 for 10 pounds. It also comes in 15 and 20 pound boxes. Each contains different 1 to 3 yard fabrics, and it is a random assortment. They also sell accessories, notions, and trims. The photos are pretty good at showing the texture and how they drape. Videos help show more in regards to stretch, texture, etc. They also have good descriptions. They are a US company based in New York. Free shipping is offered for orders over $99, or a flat rate of $19.99 under $99. This applies to the 48 contiguous US states. Expedited shipping is offered. You can expect your item to deliver on or before the delivery dates posted at checkout. In terms of returns, they have a 30-day hassle-free return process. If damaged, you submit a claim request within 7 days of your order, and they'll make it right. Be sure to see their full policy on their website. So this next one is actually one that was listed in the comments of the previous video, and that is Fashion Fabrics Club, which you can reach at fashionfabricsclub.com. Fashion Fabrics Club has a huge selection with regular sales and deals, especially if you're looking to build up your stash affordably. And they have an easy menu at the top where you can search by fabric type, apparel or home decor, etc., clearance, value fabrics, by the bolt, remnants, bundles, and more. And you can further narrow it down by material in the submenu. You can purchase by the yard or by bundles. The minimum yardage is as low as a half a yard, and you can also select via a quarter yard from there. A quarter yard on its own is considered a swatch. Pricing varies. Regular fabrics range roughly from $5.75 per yard to $24 per yard, but they have a large selection of affordable fabrics with the clearance section, value section at $4.96 per yard, and regular sales, such as 30% off designer fabric. They have really good photos that show the texture of the fabric well. This is a US company based in St. Louis, Missouri.
Or should I say Missouri? I've heard that. I don't know. I'm based in Virginia.
Anyway, as far as shipping goes, you can expect roughly 2 to 5 days for processing and expect your order within 7 to 14 days. They have 2 warehouses, so if your order is a mix from the 2, you'll be charged 2 shipping charges and it'll come in 2 separate shipments. Shipping is roughly 2 to 7 days in the contiguous US and 3 to 9 in the non-contiguous US. Internationally, they only ship to Canada, and it's roughly 6 to 10 business days, and a $7.50 flat fee is added for processing cost. Be sure to see their website for additional details. Cuts larger than a half a yard, not used or washed, can be returned within 30 days. The Runway Silk collection and Buy the Bolts are subject to a 25% restocking fee. Shipping is not refunded. See the website for additional details. The next one is called Nick of Time Textiles, which you can reach at nickoftimefabric.com. Budget conscious and no frills, this site offers basic fabrics in bulk at great prices. The top menu allows you to search by new arrivals and types, including woven, knit, denim, and upholstery. If you're a beginner, this may be a little more challenging to navigate. Within the main menus, once you've selected a type, such as quilted, cotton, or vinyl, you can sort by additional filters on the left to narrow the selection down based on price, color, content, meaning the fiber, such as cotton or polyester, pattern, and weight. You can also search by project type at the bottom of the homepage. Fabrics are sold by the yard at a 1 yard minimum. They also sell fat quarters and remnants. Prices range greatly based on the selection, but the average is roughly $5.50 per yard to $20 per yard. But they have a robust clearance section with novelties at $2.99 per yard. They have $3.99 per yard fabrics, remnant bundles, and warehouse finds / basement bargains. You can also order up to 5 swatches for $3. They also sell mystery box and bags. They have varying sizes of boxes, new assortments cut every 30 days. The price ranges from $19.99 to $69.99 depending on the size and types of contents of the box. The photo they have, for the most part, is pretty good at showing the fabric texture and the way it lays for most items. However, some just have a flat photo and no additional photos or videos are provided, so that can make shopping a little bit more challenging. As far as shipping goes, they'll ship within the 48 contiguous states. Orders of $99 or more get free shipping. Under that is a $16 flat rate. Shipping to Alaska is based on order weight. There's no mention of Hawaii for some reason. They ship to Canada, and that's based on weight plus international fees, and things are shipped typically within 5 to 6 business days. Their refund policy says that if the fabric is not cut, washed, or altered, it can be returned. If it's damaged or incorrect or different from the swatch that you ordered, it can be returned and replaced at their expense. See their website for full policies. Now, the last in our budget-friendly section is Minerva, which you can reach at minerva.com. Minerva has a lot of garment fabrics, lots of sales, and a strong sewing community, although the site can be a little overwhelming. I actually find the site somewhat hard to navigate, as the homepage is a social page. The menu at the top is not entirely clear where to go. But if you click on the fabric menu, top left, you can choose fabric based on popular fibers, base cloths, and categories. Another method is to click on the exclusive fabric tab. New arrivals and sale will also take you to more fabrics. You can then further refine your search with the menu at the top left and search by fabric type, craft, color, brand, pattern, fiber, weight, woven or knit, stretch, the stretch percentage, earth-friendly, style, difficulty, occasion, availability, or if it is on sale. Fabric is sold by the yard with a minimum of a half a yard. You can also order a sample. The average price is roughly $4.99 to $12.99 per yard, but depends on what you select. Photos are mixed. Some have a single photo, some show texture and drape. Many have photos or videos from the community below the main photos. They also sell supplies, notions, and trims, which you can find under the haberdashery tab. Minerva is based in the UK. They offer free international shipping on orders over $120. Standard shipping is at $9.99. You can estimate 5 to 7 business days for shipping, and it may include fees. In the UK, you get free shipping, standard, and express delivery. It's typically dispatched in 1 day with 3 to 5 days for shipping. As far as returns, they offer 30-day returns provided the item is in new condition. If you're in the UK, you get free returns. The same policies apply internationally except for the shipping. Now, if you're finding this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to support the channel, especially if you've been watching videos for a while and you aren't subscribed yet. Please hit the subscribe button and turn that notification bell on so that you don't miss any future videos. Now the next category is unique and high-end. And generally speaking, these are a little bit pricier, but they're really fun and they have an extraordinary fabric selection. So they're definitely worth checking out, especially if you're looking for something specific. The first one in this section is Mood Fabrics, which you can reach at moodfabrics.com. Mood Fabrics mainly consist of high-end, fashion-forward fabrics and has excellent descriptions, photos, and videos that make online shopping easier. While they focus on fashion, they're basically the everything store. It's like a fabric wonderland. They have apparel fabrics, crafting, home decor fabrics, kits, etc. The interface is relatively easy to use with multiple ways to search for fabric via their top menus, which includes new arrivals, fashion fabrics, home fabrics, etc. They also have where you can shop by project, by $15 or less. There are additional ways to find fabric via the menu on the side and to narrow down your selection. Fabric is sold by the yard with a half a yard minimum. The price range really varies. Like I said, it's generally more high-end and a little bit more expensive, but there are fabrics that are as low as $2.99 per yard. They also sell notions, buttons, trims, etc. The company is based in the US with stores in New York City, Miami, and Los Angeles. In addition to notions, buttons, and trims, Mood also offers mystery boxes and mystery kits. As far as shipping goes, Mood offers quick ship on some items, which means that it can be processed almost immediately. Look for the quick ship tag next to items. Mood offers free shipping for domestic orders that are over $150. Otherwise, shipping is based on location and weight. They're shipped typically by standard shipping, which is roughly 3 to 8 business days. As far as international shipping goes, you'll need to select your country from the drop-down menu during checkout for specific pricing. International orders will be subject to duties and taxes, which will be calculated at checkout. As far as returns go, Mood Fabrics has a specific return policy. Non-returnable items include fabrics, trims, special orders, and any items cut to size. Returnable items are buttons, notions, and whole products, such as dress forms. They may be returned or exchanged for full store credit minus shipping fees. Items must be returned in the condition they were shipped. For example, if an item was shipped on a roll, it must be returned on a roll. Refunds won't be processed for items returned or damaged or in unsellable condition. Claims and exchanges must be made within 30 days of the original shipping date. Now, I actually have 2 other videos diving deeper into Mood Fabrics. The first is a guide to the in-store and online shopping experience, which I will link here. And if you check that one out, I recommend watching the whole thing, but of course, if you want more detail on online shopping at Mood Fabrics, just check out the timestamps in the description and head directly to the section on online shopping. I cover all the details and fully break down how to choose fabric there and everything that you could want to know. And in the second video on Mood Fabrics, I'm unboxing their 10-pound mystery box so that you can get an idea of what to expect there and if it's worth it. Now, the second one in this category is the fabric store online, which you can reach at wearethefabricstore.com. Here's a note, the site has 2 different websites, one for if you're in New Zealand and the other one if you're in Australia or anywhere else in the world. If you land on the wrong site, it will prompt you to go to the correct one. The Fabric Store Online specializes in natural fibers with a clean, modern vibe. It's great for elevated basics and thoughtful garment and craft sewing. Now, like I said, this one is a little bit different because they're based in New Zealand, but they do offer international shipping, including the US. The site is easy to navigate with a clean homepage that has new arrivals, dead stock, and exclusive fabrics. Otherwise, fabric is accessible via the menu at the top left. Under the All Fabric menu, you can further sort by the side menu on the left by product type, fabric type, and composition, color, pattern, weight, width, stretch, the cost per meter, whether the item is discounted, the source, or new arrivals. So, as it is not in the US, fabric is sold by the meter, but yardage is included in parentheses next to the amount. You can order as little as 0.1 meters, which is 0.11 yards. And this is one of the lowest amounts. You can also order samples for $2 in Australian dollars. One of the slightly pricier options, it ranges from roughly 20 Australian dollars to 48 Australian dollars per meter, which is roughly $12.58 in the US to $30 in the US. They do have a currency display tool at the top right corner so that you can change the site to US dollars. However, the final payment goes through in Australian dollars, so the amount will just be an estimate. Your bank will convert the Australian dollars to US dollars when it processes the charge. You may also be charged a small international fee. They have excellent photos. You can really see the texture, the way the fabric drapes, the grain, and even the opacity level. Each item has an excellent description that tells you more about the fabric, how it feels, how much stretch, as well as the width and fiber composition. Shipping. They have an entire ordering guide for various locations: the USA, UK, Europe, Canada, so I would recommend checking it out. You can access those specific locations in the footer of their website. As far as the US goes, they offer express shipping via DHL Express, and it's USA-wide minus islands and territories. It's much faster than USPS or USPS Priority, and it ensures you get fabric in a few days. Orders are typically processed in 3 days and are expected to arrive in roughly a week. Orders that are over 300 Australian dollars, which is roughly 195 US dollars, get free shipping. Below that, it's a flat rate of $30 in Australian dollars, which comes out to roughly $18.73 in US dollars. All orders are shipped from New Zealand's warehouse, and they may be subject to duties and fees. Keep in mind that shipping and import fees can fluctuate a bit depending on what's going on globally. They'll have all of that info up to date on their website in the shipping guide for your location. So always double check that before placing an order. Another cool thing is that they offer free shipping of swatches that you purchase. They understand you might want to feel the fabric before committing, so samples purchased are sent free through Standard Post USA-wide. As far as their return policy, all sales are final, which is why it's important to order samples. If there's an error on the store's part, such as they sent the wrong item or the fabric is faulty, they'll replace the fabric at no charge. And in the event the product is unavailable, they'll refund both the fabric cost and shipping fee. Claims of faulty items must be made in 21 days of purchase. You can make the claim at contact@thefabricstoreonline.com. So why did I include this as an option? Even with the added cost and international shipping, I included the Fabric Store Online because their selection, quality, and presentation fill a gap. Because it offers a wide variety of garment-friendly, high-quality fabrics that help round out the list for those that are looking beyond basics. Now the last one in this section is called Fabrics and Fabrics, and you can reach it at fabrics-fabrics.com. Fabrics and Fabrics is a designer favorite with luxurious textures, statement fabrics, and a beautiful curated experience. It has an easy-to-navigate interface, new arrivals on the homepage, main categories along the top menu, which includes types such as silks, cottons, brocades, along with purpose-driven categories like designer fabrics, bridal, suitings, and coatings. Within each menu, you can further refine your selection by yardage, designer, color, fiber composition, fabric type, texture, and criteria, such as stretch, solids, etc. You can also narrow it by pattern, width, price, and even what it's appropriate for and the country of origin. Fabrics are sold by the yard, and they're roughly a 1 yard minimum, except for silks, which are a 3 yard minimum, but it appears to be sold by a 1/4 yard after you meet the minimum. It also has the meter amount listed to the side of the yardage. Swatches can be ordered for $1, which they highly encourage to get the best sense of color, weight, drape, etc. Another cool thing is that each product tells you how much total is available, what type of project it is suitable for, the fiber, color, width, country of origin, weight and drape info, opacity, texture, the skill level required for using it, and whether it is returnable or reorderable. Overall, it has a very detailed description. The pictures are excellent. They have wonderful quality photos that show the texture, the drape, the weight, the stiffness, and opacity. They also have videos that give you an excellent look at the fabric and answer most of your questions. They get an A+ in the category of showing you the fabric. One of the more expensive options, prices typically range anywhere from $29 per yard to $149 per yard. They do have a sale selection though, which can dip to around as low as $15 per yard for some, but most are still fairly expensive.
At least for someone like me.
The pricing reflects the store's focus on premium quality fabrics, catering to those seeking luxurious materials for their projects. Fabrics and Fabrics is a family-run business based in the New York City Garment District in the United States. As far as ordering and shipping goes, orders are processed Monday through Friday. They're closed on the weekends, but they generally ship in 1 to 3 business days. In the U.S., free shipping is offered for orders of $200 or more, and they also offer free shipping on swatch orders. Under $200, a flat rate is applied. When ordering 20 or more swatches, it'll be 3 to 5 days of processing. International shipping is determined by weight, address, and shipping method. See the full ordering and shipping policies online. As far as returns go, all sales are final, unless there's a defect or an error on the store's part. They cite the reason as because the fabrics are in limited quantity and custom cut. That's why they recommend ordering swatches. Now, our second to the last category is custom prints and indie shops. And the first store in this category is Sew Snip, which you can reach at sewsnip.com. Sew Snip is a smaller, curated indie shop that offers stylish prints and thoughtfully chosen selections. The interface is not as clear or intuitive as some others, but I can help. The homepage has quick access to best-selling products, new products, and batiks. Not sure if I'm saying that right, but anyway, which if you don't know is a unique fabric and dyeing technique resulting in rich, vibrant colors and organic patterns. You can find specials, featured items, and a collection list further down the homepage. The main menu categories are located at the top left of the homepage, and it has a lot of options, 14 in total, but not all of them lead directly to fabric. You'll want to head to categories like quilters cotton, apparel fabrics, new inventory, catalog, or collections. Once there, you can narrow the selection down by type, color, brand, or discount. It's not super intuitive at first, but once you know where to look, it gets easier. Fabric is sold by the yard and appears to have a 1 yard minimum. The average price range appears to be around $7.99 per yard to $34.99 per yard, but they do have a clearance section under menu item closeouts at the top left, which has some discounts and items as low as $6. Navigating Sew Snip's product images reveals some inconsistencies due to sourcing from various suppliers. Some listings display digital designs rather than actual fabric photos, while others offer real-life images without showcasing drape or texture. Occasionally, you'll find listings with more detailed visuals, such as fabric displayed on tables or held in hand, providing a better sense of the material. Regarding swatches, availability seems to depend on the specific fabric and supplier. Some product descriptions mention the option to request a swatch for exact color matching, while others don't indicate this feature. I'd recommend following them on social media, as that provides a more dynamic and detailed insight into their fabric offerings. Their platforms, such as Facebook and Instagram, frequently feature new arrivals, promotions, and more comprehensive visuals, including videos and customer showcases. They also sell thread, which you can locate at the top left menu, and this really cool looking daisy thread and yarn snipper. They actually showcased this on their social media, and it looks really cool.
I kind of want one.
Sew Snip is a U.S. company based in Richmond, Virginia. That's actually not too far from me, but they collaborate with shops around the country. In terms of shipping, although based in the US, they appear to ship internationally. There's a country selector in the top right corner that likely adjusts pricing to your local currency. Shipping can be a bit difficult to pin down since their fabric comes from multiple locations across the country. If your order includes fabric from multiple locations, the shipping costs may go up slightly. They do suggest adjusting your cart if you want to manage the shipping price. I wasn't able to find specific return policy information on their site, so if that's something that's important to you, I'd recommend reaching out to them directly before placing an order. The second item in this category is Etsy, which you can reach at etsy.com and by typing fabric into their search bar. Etsy is a great place to discover unique prints and small batch fabric shops, especially for fun or themed makes. Etsy made the list because many of you mentioned it in the comments, and you're absolutely right. You can find fabric on Etsy, and in fact, there are hundreds of independent shops selling everything from curated bundles to custom prints. That said, Etsy isn't a single store. It's a huge marketplace made up of individual sellers, each with their own products, policies, and standards. That means everything from pricing, shipping, return policies, and even how fabric is listed or photographed will vary widely from shop to shop. Some sellers specialize in high-quality designer fabric, and others may be reselling low-cost items sourced elsewhere. So it's important to pay attention to things like shop reviews, photos, and where the item is actually coming from. Once you search for fabric, you can use Etsy's filters to narrow down your results by material, price range, shop location, and more, but not all filters are fabric specific and some are more helpful than others. Etsy can be a great place to discover unique fabrics. Just be prepared to do a little bit more digging to make sure you're getting what you expect. Now the last one in this category is Spoonflower, which you can reach at spoonflower.com. Spoonflower is a go-to for sewists who want something truly unique. You'll find thousands of artist-designed prints you won't see anywhere else. You can even upload your own designs to print on fabric, but that's another video. For now, it's an amazing place to shop ready-to-order fabric in bold, creative, and often one-of-a-kind styles. The interface is simple and functional, easy to scroll through. Go to the Fabric tab at the top of the homepage. You can explore, shop all designs, or choose by color, by project, fabric types, or fill a yard.
More on that later.
You can also shop by theme if you scroll down the homepage a little bit. Fabric is sold by the yard at 24 inches by 36 inches, fat quarter size, 21 inches by 18 inches, or in 8 by 8 inch swatches. Another thing that's cool is that the preview image adjusts to show exactly how much of the design you'll get at that size. It really helps you get a feel for the scale and repeat of the design before you order. So remember that fill a yard option I mentioned earlier? It's a tool Spoonflower offers that lets you combine multiple designs into a single fabric cut. So instead of getting 1 yard of the same print, you can split it up however you want.
That's pretty cool, right?
You start by choosing or creating a collection, then select a layout template, like a vertical or horizontal split, or even quilt blocks. It's a fun way to get exactly what you need without over-ordering, especially if you want a mix of prints or smaller amounts. Now, as far as price goes, most fabrics fall between $18 and $34 per yard, depending on the fabric base, meaning cotton, jersey, canvas, etc. You can order swatches for $5 or get a swatch sampler pack of their fabric types. They don't have a specific clearance section, but they do have occasional site-wide sales. For example, at the time of this recording, they have a 25% off sale and swatches are only $3.75. They also sell wallpaper and home decor items. As far as the photo quality goes, Spoonflower gives you a pretty good visual sense of the fabric, especially with their preview photos. Each design is shown in mock-ups, like on a pillow, a bed, or in someone's hands, which helps you imagine how it might look in real life. But since these are digital renderings applied to standard fabric mock-ups, they don't show the actual texture or drape the way a real-life photo would. It's helpful, but not quite as detailed or realistic as what you see on sites like Mood Fabrics or Fabric and Fabrics, where you're looking at true high-resolution photos of the actual fabric. Spoonflower is a U.S. company based in Durham, North Carolina, with additional manufacturing in Germany for international orders. As far as shipping and returns go, products are made to order, meaning they don't have a warehouse of ready-to-ship items, which allows for the large design library and reduces waste. So because of the nature of it, they are unable to restock, resell, or exchange. So it's important to order a test swatch to ensure the fabric and design meet your expectations. Swatches also print on demand, so you'll need to plan ahead with your projects as it may take longer to get the final product. They offer standard delivery. Orders are printed and processed based on order volume. Estimated production times are displayed on each product page beneath the Add to Cart button. They offer guaranteed delivery as well. Orders ship within 5 business days. They also have a rush item in which they ship within 2 business days. Standard domestic U.S. delivery is through UPS and typically arrives within 1 to 2 weeks. Upgrades are available. As far as international shipping, they use UPS Worldwide Expedited or Ascendia. Time varies by location, but generally 2 weeks is a good time frame to expect your order. Upgrades are available. Free shipping is available for Spoonflower Plus members. In terms of returns, while they don't offer standard returns, they will gladly reprint and reship any flawed items at their expense. You can cancel orders before they are printed. Now the last category I've just called wild cards because they're niche but notable. The first one in this category is the Fabric Depot, which you can reach at fabricdepot.com. The Fabric Depot has affordable fabrics and deals. It is especially good for quilters or stash building on a budget. The interface is reasonably simple, but not super modern. You can navigate from top menus with categories like new arrivals, quilting/craft, apparel fabrics, home decor, etc. You can navigate to sections sold by the bolt, clearance, and sale bundles. There are further categories listed under each of the main headings. Within categories, you can filter on the side menu by color, fiber content, weight, printer solid, motif, width, what it's suitable for, etc. Fabric is sold by the yard, by the bolt, or in remnants, and in pre-cut bundles. You can also order swatches by selecting 0.25 in the yardage amount. By the yard minimums include a half a yard. Prices generally range anywhere from $2 to $35 per yard, but it is overall one of the more budget-friendly finds. They have a clearance section where you can find things as low as $1.08 per yard, a value section at $4.96 per yard, as well as a section of designer fabrics at 30% off, and a sale on stash bundles of quilting and craft fabrics. They also have helpful resources such as a fabric glossary, conversion chart, or upholstery chart, and yardage charts, each found under the fabric tips menu. Photos are actual photos of fabric, and they're decent. They show texture and the way it lays and opacity, but unfortunately no drape. They have good descriptions, including a care guide, what it's suitable for, the fiber content, width, weight, transparency, stretch, drape, and luster, meaning whether it's matte or shiny. It's a US-based company. In terms of orders, processing occurs within 2 to 5 business days. You can expect your order in roughly 7 to 14 business days of them receiving your order. In terms of shipping, they have 2 warehouses, so if you order a mix from those warehouses, they'll ship separately. Bolts drop ship and are shipped separately as well. They use various carriers and USPS, and it's dependent on weight and size. International packages are shipped via USPS, but only to Canada. Times vary by location. Check their website for more details. If you're in Alaska, Hawaii, or territories, add an additional $7.50 to your order. In terms of returns, cuts larger than a half a yard can be sent back as long as they're uncut, unwashed, unused, etc. within 30 days of your purchase. But fabrics from the Runway Silk collection require a 25% stocking fee. Shipping costs are not refunded. Now our very last one is called Sew by Sew, which you can reach at sewbysew.com. Focused on sustainability, Sew by Sew offers dead stock fabrics with a story. It's best for intentional makers who really care about sustainability. And if you're a beginner and you don't know what dead stock fabric is, it's basically just surplus fabric, which can result in a lot of waste.
I think this one is pretty unique and cool, which is why I've included it.
Run by Sarah, a thrifter and upcycler who is all about finding sustainable solutions, this shop is dedicated to reducing textile waste. The interface is pretty straightforward. The homepage has FAQs and a lot of info on the mission behind the company, which I highly recommend you check out. You can find all the fabric in the shop menu at the top of the homepage. From there, you can shop by fabric type, fiber, or aesthetic, by bundles or special deals. Fabric is sold by the yard with a 1 yard minimum. Prices range anywhere from $8.99 to $28.50 per yard, with most seeming to be around $16.50. She does have a clearance section of under $10, as well as a bulk and save option where you can get 5 yards for less. An example would be if the regular price is $9.50 per yard, if you select 5 yards, you can get it at $8 per yard. She also sells a variety of mystery boxes and bundles. The photos on Sew by Sew aren't extensive, but they do a solid job. Most listings have 1 or 2 images that show the texture and pattern well, and many give you at least some sense of the drape, like fabric gently folded or gathered. It's not as advanced as what you'd see on high-end sites, but it's still enough to get a good feel for what the fabric is like and how it might behave. In some cases, you'll even find short videos, especially if there's something important to note like damage. Since the shop focuses on giving unsold or dead stock fabric a new home, you'll occasionally see things like a fire-damaged bolt, and when that happens, they include it in the description and in a video so you know exactly what to expect. Each listing also includes a brief description with a great way to make note, offering ideas for projects that suit a particular fabric. But they do note that colors could appear differently on screen than in person. But because they deal in dead stock and small fabric runs, swatches typically aren't available. Inventory is limited and there may not be enough yardage to spare, or it could sell out before a sample even reaches you. Sew by Sew is a US company based in Los Angeles. As far as shipping goes, they ship domestically in the US and almost every country internationally. It will be shipped by UPS or USPS if it's in the US or US territories. Most orders are processed within 3 to 14 business days, and she suggests allowing 1 to 7 business days for ground shipments. Orders outside of the US may take an additional 3 to 9 days for processing. For international orders, you must select your country at checkout, and orders are subject to duties and taxes. As far as returns go, given the nature of it, all sales are final, but you can cancel your order if it hasn't been shipped yet. Now, I would recommend that you follow her on social media at Sew by Sew. It's great what she's doing, and it would be great to support her. Phew, we made it.
That was a lot.
I hope this helped you find a few go-to fabric shops, or at least made the idea of online shopping a little less intimidating. Now, if you have a favorite go-to online shop that I didn't include, let me know in the comments. I'd love to check it out. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe. I've got more coming soon. Now, if you're thinking more about sustainability in your sewing, then you may want to check out this video on how to sew more sustainably. And if you missed the other videos in the fabric series, then you may want to check out the playlist here. See you next time.